Hi there. Today we're going to explore how to lead a conscious life in a modern world. We're going to explore how it's not just about awareness, how conscious living is the path to freedom, how it goes beyond preaching. I'll share a little bit about my story and the lives of people that I get to work with. And we'll also explore how developing a conscious life is the path to creating magic and what are some of the things that you need to develop to do that. People think it's about becoming aware. What's important to remember is that this process of living a conscious life goes way beyond just awareness. Awareness is the first necessary step, but it's only fundamental. Beyond that, it requires us to lead with our values, to express our values with our actions. This is the conscious path to freedom because it takes true responsibility to express freedom. And freedom is the ability to make choices that are free from old conditionings of our past. Freedom is our ability to respond to life free from our unconscious patterns. And this simply goes beyond preaching because there is so many people out there that know what are the things, right? They're aware of the patterns, but they don't develop the character, the habits that actually help them stand in their values. So it must go beyond just words out. It must go beyond information. Information is not application. What we need in order to create lives that serve this planet is to live in alignment with our values. So it's not just about awareness. So what is it about? I like to invite you to consider that it's about becoming the artist of your life. It's about remembering that you've been writing the story and that you're still holding the pen. When you're an artist, the most important thing that you do is, yeah, you look at the canvas, you look at what you have, and you act on your discernment. You discriminate about things you want in your painting or in your play or in whatever creation that you're doing in your design. You curate, you bring things together that are going to create harmony and beauty for what you want to portray. So becoming the artist of your life requires attention and intention. And intention is a movement. Intention is the doing. Intention is what goes beyond your actions. It requires action. It's not just about idea and imaging and bringing your awareness into it. It's about putting it into existence and doing it, living it, expressing it. My journey into supporting other people, design lives that make them come alive, design and lead conscious lives, started with the opposite. It started with being stuck, started with reliving unconscious patterns and trauma, having the same experiences with other people at different times in my life. It started with carrying enormous amount of shame and self-induced suffering because I did not know what to do with the awareness that I was developing. I was a yogi and I was an actor and I was creating all these characters on stage. At the same time, I was having experience of awareness of that allowed me to have the sense of who I was without my personality, beyond my personality, that I was interrelated with all that is. And as an actor, I was exploring behavior and I was exploring my character in order to be able to portray and take on the qualities of other characters. And with that came intention, right? Commitment. You would commit to a choice. You would become very aware of what was the reason and how you were going to fully drive that intention to the end. And I understood that there needed to be a synthesis of these two practices, that it's not enough to become aware of who you are beyond this character that we come here, we enroll in without much choice when we're little, but that it also requires creating the character, curating, remembering that this is also the artistry of your life to create yourself, that you are the screenwriter of your experience. And if you were developing your own character, what were the qualities that you would imbue in that character? What would be the characteristics of the character you most want to live in? What would be the environment of that character? So with that, I started to invite other people to tap into their power to create their own character. You have the power to develop and write your own story. You have the power to look at all the people that you admire in the world and pick out their qualities and start to design who you are. So the steps to develop our own character is, first of all, personal growth. The first thing we want to do is to become aware of where our attention is, right? Everything that is calling our attention. It is a must that we prioritize looking inward, to look at our patterns, to look at our beliefs, to pay attention to our habits, to pay attention to the things that are not in alignment with our health, with the health of our relationship, with the health of our growth. You think about yourself as if you are a plant. Where are you going to put that plant? It's like creating a terrain. What's the water like? What's the sunlight like? What's the food that you're putting in it? You're not just creating you, you're also curating your environment. The second step is to understand that awareness alone is not the answer. What you need to develop is your will. Your will is your power to choose. You think about the will as the other side of awareness. If awareness is the feminine quality, the witness, the receptivity, then the will is the part of you that is masculine, right? It's out into the world. It's creating intentionality. It's taking action. So you need to develop both sides. Just like we train our awareness through mindfulness and meditation and becoming present and becoming very aware, we also require training, the training of our will to take actions that embody our values. Let me give you an example. It's not enough to say you value health. If you truly value health, then you're paying attention and taking action to how you're treating your body, what water, what food, what environment, what books you're reading, what television kind of information you're taking in. You're paying attention to the level of vitality. What are the things that are giving you energy? What are the things that are taking your energy away? And what are you doing about cultivating energy and vitality in your life? Remember that your values are not the things you say you value. Your values are the things you do. Many of the people who come to me already have some sort of awakening. They are already aware of their traumas, or at least of some of them, and they have a sense for what new possibilities they want to create. Yet they get stuck in old patterns, in old beliefs and behaviors that keep them from making consistent actions towards their dreams and growth. So what they're missing is the training of the will. To train your will is to guide your power. So one of the things that you can do to embark on this training of the will is to simply think about what is one small task that I can commit to do on a consistent basis, simply for the benefit of training my training my will. Something you can do is to choose one task, not all the things that you want to change about your life, but just one simple task that you know that will give you the power to trust your own word, that you commit yourself to something and you see it through. There's huge power in that. Whether it is meditating for 5 minutes or writing 3 pages or standing on top of the table, really, it doesn't really matter what you do. You give yourself the task, you give yourself how much time you want to do it for. The power in it is that you honor your word. When you honor your word and you stand behind it with your actions, magic starts to happen because you build self-reliance, self-trust. When we can trust ourselves, we can trust the whole world around us. It becomes way easier to trust outside if I can feel rooted in my word, rooted in my self-trust, because I said something and I committed to it, right? So Think about a task perhaps that aligns with what you truly. So remember that to change your life, you have to change your personality. That you get to create your character, and your character is determined by the actions that you take on a consistent basis. If your actions can be guided by the center of yourself, which is both awareness and will, you will start to create magic in your life. And I promise you that interesting things, magical things, serendipitous things will start to happen when you can continue to make choices from the place of both your awareness and your will, from the center of yourself. Those choices, when we make them from the center of ourselves, happen to just naturally be things that align with the best and good for all, for this planet, for our life, for our relationships. So remember, it's not about the things you say you want to do, is the things that you commit, you devote yourself to. So I hope this was useful. I'm sending you my love, and please subscribe to this channel. And if you're interested, I'd love for us to connect, learn about my programs and services, and perhaps even hop on a call to see if we might be a good match to work together. You can go on sandratruth.com for that. Sending you my love. Thank you.